I am so sorry because I know I keep building these like autumnal fall houses in The Sims, but it's almost Thanksgiving, so we've reached like peak fall time, and it would be wrong of me to not make something autumnal this week, right? Plus, I'm warning you now, starting on Friday, it's winter on YouTube. Christmas builds, snowy cabin houses, I'm putting the Christmas tree up soon. So this is fall's last hurrah, okay? We're in San Sequoia right now, and the trees in this area are so good. Like, this neighborhood looks beautiful this time of year. And I also think that this style of house kind of fits with the vibe that I'm going for. I really like the shingles and the wood tones. I was using shingle colors kind of like these in my last fall build, and it's just perfect. This is the exact vibes that I'm looking for. As far as the actual build goes, I'm thinking house on this side, maybe a garage over here, and then kind of a cute side yard with like a garden on this side. Okay, let's just wing it because I don't know exactly how it's gonna be, so I'm just gonna start and we'll see where it takes us. Maybe I should put the garage kind of towards the front. I like to do these fake garages and then put this snowy escape door. It's not really a garage door, but it looks like it could be. Okay, well, here's kind of the initial concept. And actually, in hindsight, I don't think I like it. That looks like a face. Oh no, this is terrible. I think we want to have it extend out on this side. I think that would help us. And maybe I'll do like a classic fake chimney too. Maybe we even get really brave and I put like a little bit of extra roof right here, so it's a bit bigger on the downstairs than the upstairs. I will be changing the color of this fence. I'm just picking one as a starting point. I don't know. Listen, sometimes you just gotta experiment a little bit, okay? Okay, interesting. I don't know if it's good or if it's bad. I say interesting, but I really mean that. Like, it's interesting because I don't know what I'm going for. Cool, the horse ranch things do not come in any matching swatches, because why would they? That would just make too much sense. Oh my god, that is such a strange color. I don't know if I can do this. I was really gonna try, but it's kind of weird. Okay, imagine though. Imagine if we managed to make this beautiful color work. We'll have to get a different roof. Obviously, it's looking really weird. We can even just do plain black. It kind of screams Halloween. Okay, new theory. I think it's too wide. So we gotta shrink everything by like a lot. Oh no. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, I come in and do this. That concern I had before about it looking like a face, yeah, that's still there. In fact, my face concerns are growing by the minute. The more I look at it, the more face-like it's becoming. Wow, I haven't had this hard of a time with a Sims build in a while. I'm like kind of embarrassed because I'm going back and forth so much with it. Okay, I think that we're onto something. I think we're finally getting somewhere. I'm gonna start trying to figure out more of the exterior. This is one of those times where a little bit of landscaping is gonna go a long way in helping it look more finished. I think I'm gonna use Jungle Adventure as the patio texture, and I think I will put more of that Jungle Adventure stuff around the back. Most of this is just gonna be yard. That's my preference. Wow, oh my god, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited now. Okay, I was a little bit nervous, but now that we're gonna start putting in trees, this is where it's gonna come together. Depending on where you put these, they change into different colors too, which is so fun. Like, look, as I scooted around, the colors get different. Oh, I forgot I had a sim here. I guess I knew I did because I brought her here so I could make it fall, but she surprised me just being stood there in the bushes. I'm gonna try to not use too much debug this time because I have a real tendency to rely heavily on debug landscaping, and that's not a bad thing, but I think it would also be nice to do something a little bit simpler from time to time. So that's what I'm gonna try to do here. Okay, hear me out with this little concept. We could put some sunflowers right there. Let me finish painting all the walls because it is kind of looking weird with these blank walls. And I also think that we're gonna want to get some windows on the sides of the house. I always do that last because in my mind, I sort of prioritize the front of the house looking reasonable with windows, because that is kind of what ends up happening in real life. Like, the windows in the back and the sides don't really matter as much in real life, and that's why if you look at real life houses, you're gonna see some like really weird layouts of windows. Sometimes the windows will even be like this, like totally weird on the side of a house because they're like going up the stairs and then they fit in this room, and so you get really weird stuff going on with real life windows. So I kind of let myself do the side windows last after I figured out some interior walls in my Sims builds, because I'm more okay with the side windows looking a little bit weird if it means that they're centered in a bedroom. Like, I might skip this corner just for a sec. Okay, I put some last minute touches with some lights on the garage and I'm really liking this so far. I'm gonna think floor plan now. The house is not that big. I always do this. I think it's big and then I realize actually this is kind of tiny. Okay, annoyingly, the whole house is up on like the tiniest little bit of a platform so that we can have a front step, which does kind of throw off the size of the stairs. We're totally gonna figure it out. It's gonna be fine. Okay, so this is one floor plan upstairs as a possibility. I'm wondering also about doing the same thing but flipped over here. I think that's worse actually for the upstairs. Okay, what if that's a bathroom and then these two are bedrooms? It is very strange, this bedroom shape, but I think that makes it fun, right? And then I was kind of thinking that downstairs we could probably put a slight wall to separate it. Oh, I want to get a desk there. I don't know if this is gonna work. We could always use a tiny desk or like a small table or something. This is obviously less than ideal for the back door. So let me rethink that too. Could always put a smaller door and I could also scoot the back door over. It's okay if it's not centered. I think we need a fireplace. Like we have to do that for this fall build. The living room could be kind of like that. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll even use the cozy kitsch kit because this table is so good. Oh, a little bit tight. Maybe we don't put the wall. I mean, that might work. And then if we had the kitchen cabinets kind of wrapped around this way, I won't use this, don't worry. Not that particular cabinet, but we could wrap the cabinets like that. I could always scoot this over so there's plenty of walking space when you first come in. And then maybe I could still have my little wall because if I did it like this, our garage door works fine. And then I could have that little desk downstairs that I was talking about. And that's reasonable. Ugh, part of me wants to put this like completely centered, but then this wall does not work. Oh, wait a minute. This could actually be so good. Look, that's raised up. So that way it's even, it's level. You can step down just fine. And then we can put another door over here. I might even get rid of those downstairs. But if we do it like that, then this could be a little half bathroom. We could put just a toilet and a sink in there. I guess I can't have this chair anymore. That's okay. I feel like that works really well. I realized that took me a long time to figure out, but we got there in the end. And then this garage can be like a huge skill building room. We can put all kinds of stuff in there. I think that's actually perfect. I feel really good about this layout. Let's start decorating for real then. I may switch the chairs out for something else. I quite like those. Kind of a different color scheme for me, but they're fun. I know I just had this Strangerville rug. I'm really curious to try it for real though. You see, that has kind of like a retro look to it. I don't know if that's good, but it's different. Why don't those slot to the table? I can put this, and the table is big enough that it will fit just fine and not be weird. I'll put the decor box in the garage. We'll need that. Okay, this is the fun part. This is where we can just put all the decor that we're dreaming of. Oh my, I don't know about that. Do we do this and then get like a leather sofa? I'm not 100% sold on the colors on some of those. Okay, this stair railing, colors slightly off. Don't know if I like it, but it's got that black metal and there's black on this. So part of me thinks that maybe that's the best thing we could do. Could definitely get another window right here. Oh, there, we can see her. Just stood there in the backyard. Wait, for rent, this cabinet color. I know it's really dark. Let me get some extra lights. It has that black top to it. Totally matches the fireplace. How about these? These are growing together appliances. I haven't used those in a while. Okay, what color? This color is the right one. Okay, ooh. Oh, I don't know. I wanna like these. Are those even the right color? Oh no, it's not. I wanna like them, but they won't fit with this thing very well. So maybe it's better if, are those really the same color? Oh, maybe it's just because of the platform. That is something that I had not considered. Because of the platform, every single one of them is going to clip. No matter what fridge we use, what stove we use, they're all gonna clip. So that's bad. And I guess I could lower it, but then that sort of cuts into where our dining room goes, so I don't think we can. Well, I am afraid that we are just gonna have to make it work. I do like this. I think that maybe it's a little, oh no, let's use that. That is so excessive. It's so orange. Can I use that for the bathrooms too? I'm obsessed. We can put linoleum with it and that'll help. It sort of cuts the aggressive orange. Okay, I just decorated the bathrooms real quick. I was kind of being careful not to overdo it, but we've got fully functional stuff. There's a shower tub combo. And then downstairs, there's just a toilet and a sink. Ignore the budget, all right? The budget, it's out the window. There was never a budget. It was just there maybe as like a placeholder. We had 50K to start. We have 5,000 left. That's not happening. I really want to have free reign to just do whatever, so I'm gonna cheat for money. I'm wondering about some of these. Like maybe instead of having green plants anywhere, we could try to focus more on this like pampas grass stuff, because there's a couple different versions of it. We have the one from Dream Home Decorator, and there's also some from Horse Ranch. That one has too much purple. I think every swatch does, right? I guess the yellow is okay. okay. Why does this one look a little bit springy to me? I don't want it to be springy. I'm looking for autumnal. Well, I put some in like every room of this house, or every section of this room, I guess is a better way of putting it. TV, probably not gonna fit unless we put one like slotted up there. Well, that's really high up, but I guess it's nice functionally to have. Can they still get through here? Let me test it real quick. Come here. Oh yeah, she's fine. Okay. I didn't know if she could walk past this when there's also the dining table, so I was just trying to be careful. Well, this from the new kit also works so well. I'm gonna use that. I don't know if that, well, it's beautiful, but I guess it doesn't really match this, does it? Maybe that's not good for this living area. I had this originally, and that might be better with this. Oh, wait. No, 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 no. Let's use that. That's way prettier. Way more autumnal. We also have these that kind of look like Thanksgiving cards. Maybe I could hang them up right there. Okay, I'll leave this corner counter open so they can cook there. They've got paper towels hung up, so I don't need to put any on the counter. And I put a little coffee pot too. Those don't really come in orange, do they? Unless we did it in brown on purpose. Well, that's actually not that bad in the brown, honestly. I don't really like the stone anywhere inside, so I might skip that. Well, now the question is, do we want to paint all of the walls like a dark brown? I don't think so. I don't think I like it. We could always do more of a beige, because the dark brown was a little bit excessive. Maybe I could get some accent walls, like this paneling. Okay, I'm not sure what else I would add, so I'm gonna leave the downstairs like this and say that it's done. I'm gonna start thinking about the garage now. I painted all the walls orange. I don't know if I like that, but I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm putting a washer and a dryer and a hamper in here. Probably not super necessary, but I like the vibes of it. Ooh, this rug looks okay upstairs. We'll try that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm like jumping all over the place. I was sort of picturing some gym equipment inside of this garage, and maybe it's just a treadmill, like it doesn't have to be a lot of gym equipment, but I think that that's realistic. I also like the idea of the woodworking table and maybe a bike or two. We could always get an adult-sized bike. Oh, don't float. We could get one adult-sized bike and then one kid's bike. No, we know what we should do. Let's put the litter box in the garage. In real life, not the most practical place to put it, but in The Sims, totally works. I'm gonna see if my sim can still sit here. Oh yeah, she's fine. And I assume that you can still get in the fridge, right? Yes, she is also fine. Cool, okay, so that can be the whole downstairs. Upstairs, we don't have to put that much stuff. This house is actually very small. I will get a thermostat, and I think that we would also benefit from having some sort of art on this wall. Do I dare put the Grim Reaper one? You can't really see it, so maybe it's like a fun Easter egg. All right, let's see. I'm looking for orange. This one's not all orange. Ooh, that like deep red color is actually really good. I'm gonna try that for the primary bedroom's bed. I'm gonna put a tiny living cabinet back there. We do have side tables that have to be sized down to work. There are a couple that are small enough to just fit there, like this one from Dream Home Decorator. The only problem with that one is the colors. Like the lighting on some of those items is a little bit weird. Oh no, 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 no. If we're gonna do this, we gotta stick to like red and brown, not orange. This looks kind of cool. Doesn't that bring the colors together? We could do like a beige curtain. Oh, when did that get there? There's a cat. Hello, Snap. Have you come to help us? I'm so used to her just like climbing around and getting on my lap that genuinely sometimes I don't notice when she gets on my lap. And then I feel a bit ridiculous because I'm like, wait, where did you come from? When did you show up? I'm gonna try that. I don't know if I like it. It's also kind of clipping into the wall, but I'm just gonna ignore it and see if we can make it work. I think I'd like to try to get a vanity table because I don't really use it that often. I don't know. It's like the vanity table is very traditional in style and then the other furniture is not. So it's kind of throwing me off. Okay, I'm really trying to decide if I like that or not. I'm also not sure if they can even get past this, so I'm gonna try and see. Let me bring a sim up here. I'll see if she can sleep on this far side. Don't cook anything. Oh, she can. Oh, that's really lucky. Okay, so this little corner is really tight, but they can still get through there. That right there is the only green plant that I've put in the entire house, by the way. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have used a taller piece of furniture. There's even stuff like this. That is from this pack, so it'll match. Okay, let's keep this bedroom like this, because I think that's a slightly better layout. I put some Love Struck art. I put some stuff here. The last room that we have to do is this kids' room, and I want to try and use another bed that I never use, and we'll try to base the whole thing around that. I've definitely used this bed in some previous fall inspired builds. There's also this one from Seasons. but I think that this one might not fit as well. Ooh, that's a really weird color combo, isn't it? With the like brown, orange, and green. Should we try that? Nothing's gonna match that shade of green. Like literally nothing is gonna come in that color. But what if the kid had like a really dark brown wallpaper? I know it's weird. That's kind of the right shade of green. I hate to say it, but it kind of is. I got this kind of cute fall tree on the wall. I guess this fox lamp has kind of autumnal vibes. There's even like a fall calendar I can put above this thing. And then maybe we just put some toys in this corner. I was thinking about taking this and sizing it down. Comes in orange, so we could do that. And then maybe just add a couple little last minute toys tucked in, sort of like that. That's honestly a nice room. This turned out way better than I thought it would. I think that's the whole interior done. We just have the entire rest of the exterior to finish, which will probably take us a minute to get through. I've only landscaped the front yard so far, so let me come through and do some landscaping in the back. I'm basically just trying to match what I had in the front with those bushes, but maybe I'll add some extra things in, like, I don't know, a bird bath or something. Oh, I made this just ever so slightly too small. And I can't really scoot it in, can I? No, that's bad. I was gonna say, what are our thoughts even though it's like not fully going up to the edge? The problem with this is that it's too big. What about the seasons ones? I'd love to have some sort of lights or like a lantern or something outside. They're all gonna be clipping. Although, well, wait a minute. It almost looks like that's going exactly up to the edge of the roof. Do you see that? It looks like it's attached to the roof, so maybe that's perfect. This one comes in some pretty fall leaf colors, so we could do that. I'm just thinking that like nothing feels more autumnal than having your Sims sit outside with some fairy lights and a fire pit. Doesn't that seem like a really cozy, nice place to hang out? Then we can get a grill and maybe I'll get an outdoor dining table too. That is lovely. That is just what I wanted. Maybe I could do some rocking chairs on the porch. This porch is a little weird. The way the windows are has kind of thrown it off, I think, but it works. I may stick the trash cans just tucked back here. Oh, before I forget, let me also paint up here. This is a very small detail, but I think it looks a little bit better from the outside when you can see some light and see like curtains or something. It just looks like there's actually furniture up there, even though it's obviously a fake room. Okay, new question. What if we had a greenhouse over here? Okay, this obviously isn't like completely necessary. I'm just trying to think up some ways to take up more space in the yard. We have a huge backyard and I don't really want to put a pool or anything, so I'm trying to think of other options, and I think the greenhouse is kind of fun. Originally, I thought I was gonna have like a big giant garden outside, but we could always do a couple planter boxes outside and have the greenhouse inside. Oh my gosh, it's way tighter in here than I thought it was. Now that I'm trying to place these things, I'm realizing like, oh no, I actually don't have that much space at all. No, this is fine. This is totally fine. I love that. I think that's a really fun way to fill in more space in the backyard. There's only a couple more things that I think I need. For example, I think that maybe having another tree back here. Uh-oh, okay, maybe not that tree. I think having a tree back here, kind of scooted as close as it can be, would help. I don't really like this part of the house, so I want to cover it. You know what? Maybe the trash can would be better over here. Maybe I should have just filled this all in. Yeah. Okay, I think that's preferable. I have this lovely giant cats and dogs bench. We can get a little cats and dogs doormat. Oops, this is clipping. Okay, fixed it. I'm just going through and doing the terrain paint now. And then I think the last thing I'll do is put a fake debug car in the front driveway. And then I think the whole house might be done. I have really enjoyed doing this build. I think I needed this today. I don't know if you care about this. And I know I've done a lot of autumn builds, so I'm sorry to do another one. But I really like doing this kind of thing. This is one of my favorite things to do in The Sims. I just really, really like this style of house. Oh, it still looks like a face. It looks a bit like a cat. I love the interior, not so excited about the exterior. What if it had planter boxes? Planter boxes and a car? Is this little beige car the finishing touch that we need? I think so. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the gallery. I don't know what to call it, autumn family house. It is nice that it has all that extra skill building space with the garage and with the greenhouse. You could totally live here with like 1 or 2, 3 Sims and have a great time. It would be nicer if it had an extra bedroom, but this'll do. This is good. Well, on that note, I think I'm gonna end this video right here. Here's kind of a quick top-down overview of the interior. There's the upstairs, and then of course we have the greenhouse and this little backyard space. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, I do a ton of builds here on my YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. I'm also gonna link my Twitch channel down below in case you wanna go follow me there. I've been playing a lot of the new My Sims game over on Twitch, and I am thriving. So if you wanna see it, I'll link it for you, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. Let me know in the comments, do you have any fun Thanksgiving plans? I'm not going anywhere for Thanksgiving, but I am traveling this weekend for my cousin's wedding. Not quite a Thanksgiving plan, but still a fun plan.